Hey, it's Michael Gougis with Roadracing World and Motorcycle Technology, and we're here today in, where the heck are we? San Marcos, Southern California, for the intro of the 2026 Yamaha YZF-R7. We've spent the day riding up and over Palomar Mountain, a fabulous mountain road, one of the most famous sport biking roads in Southern California, to see what Yamaha has done to one of its best-selling motorcycles, and maybe the motorcycle that saved sport bikes as we know it. This bike has been an incredibly popular model ever since Yamaha introduced it back in 2022, and it did the job back then. Yamaha went back to the drawing board on this one and went over pretty much everything on this thing from the front to the rear wheel to make it a better sport bike. So, what do we have for 2026? A number of significant changes. One thing that does not change is the engine. It's Yamaha's CP2 parallel twin. Still just as much fun as it is in a number of different motorcycles that Yamaha uses it in. Beginning from the front, we have a new fork with increased compression and rebound damping and slightly lower spring rates. At the back, we have a new linkage with less leverage on the shock, and the shock also has greater compression and rebound damping. We have lighter rims. The biggest change, and the most significant one, is the frame. Yamaha has stuck with the general frame style that it has used since the beginning of the R7 journey. But the frame tubes are larger in diameter, thinner walled to keep the weight the same, and with additional cross bracing. The effect is to make the chassis significantly stiffer than on the prior model. New bodywork, sleeker aerodynamics, a couple of little things here and there, spin-forged rims instead of the cast rims that came previously. But the big changes are all in the running gear. So, what was it like to ride this? I've ridden the prior version and I enjoyed it very much, but its shortcomings were definitely in the chassis stiffness and in the suspension components. Yamaha has addressed both of them. On the ride up over Palomar, the increased frame stiffness is immediately noticeable and welcome. The bike is much more precise tipping into a corner, and the suspension front and rear does a much better job of handling surface irregularities. That's a polite way of putting it. What we're really talking about are two things. Number one, the big cracks and bumps, the sharp-edged ones that you hit. The bike feels them. It's a sport bike, but it does not unsettle the motorcycle anymore. Secondly, the big rolling kind of dips that happen, the bike, again, drops into them. You feel the compression, you feel the suspension compress, but when it comes back, it does not try to kick you out of the saddle. What you have is a much more controlled ride, one that is much more accurate in terms of you know where you're going to be when you flick the bike into a corner, you know which direction you're going, you know where you're going when you come out of the corner, and that allows you to be much more enthusiastic with the throttle. It was a much more entertaining experience, and it's funny because I think a lot of people still struggle with the idea of a 700cc parallel twin as being a legitimate sport bike. But on this machine, the 2026 version, the harder you ride it, the better it feels, at least at anything I'm willing to do on the street. And I enjoyed the experience very much. For a full review, look in an upcoming issue of Roadracing World and Motorcycle Technology. I'm Michael Gougis. Thanks for watching.